Hello, 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 and good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arsenal's Andrew speaking. It's Saturday night, and even though we skipped last week, we are live tonight. How's everybody doing out there?
Fantastic.
Of course, am joined by my good scam baiting buddies. We got Glenn, the famous Dixon, Betty, and multiple personalities over here. How you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. I feel privileged. I'm on the top row tonight.
Well, I just
Random.
Usually. Well, no, I could switch it around, but we're gonna let you stay up there for a little while longer. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll actually put you in the head spot. How about that? Don't you feel special?
Yeah.
All right, and below us, of course, as always, Mr. Roger. How you doing, sir?
Oh, just fantastic. Peachy Keen.
We say hello.
It's
to
only
the missus as
106
well,
right now.
106.
She's in there, but she doesn't want to be on camera.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm here.
Hi.
I'm here. I'm just in the background.
That's all right. That's all right. Behind every good man is a very competent, intelligent, beautiful woman. So
That's right.
that's right. That's right. Up. I'm having Glenn Rogers' issue. I lost the chat for a second. Okay, the chat's back. The chat's back. Oh, adorable. I know you showed that last night. You want to tell everybody what
Julie
it
sent
is?
this to us. Yeah, Julie sent that and a pillow cover. I'm still trying to find a pillow to shove in that cover.
I'm sure you'll find one eventually.
They're available.
All right.
Hey, hit the like button, don't forget, for this live stream.
Oh, yeah. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Let's check in. That's right. That's right. Let's check in and see who's here. It's a Costanza checked in first. Says, with the rise of AI, I get scammed when I find out the video is not real. My wife was showing me some pictures or some videos that she saw on Facebook. And she's like, Andrew, look at this. This is so cool. It's a bug that when it opens its wings, it looks like it looks like a flower. I said, honey, that's an AI generated. She's like, are you serious? I said, yes, it's an AI generated video. Something like that does not exist in the real world. And she's convinced it was real. Nope. Somebody out there's fancy with the AI.
You mean the guy didn't jump over the house without any assistance? He just jumped over? That's not real?
It used to be tricks of the camera. You know, you have the picture of the guy standing there like this, and he's holding the Statue of Liberty in his hand. You know, nowadays people just make crap like that up with AI.
They must have had AI when I was a kid, because I always read in the book that the cow jumped over the moon.
Yeah.
And there were pictures too, weren't they?
Yeah.
Illustrations. Yeah, showing you exactly what it looked like. Glenn's here. Glenn says, wow, early notification. Hey, you're welcome. I was on time. Did run to the little boy's room, but I was on time. So let's see who else is here. It's a Costanza says, I heard Betty now works double time at the Swingers Club. Oh, goodness. Is Betty hanging out at a Swingers Club, Glenn?
Well, you'll have to read my later comment.
Oh, okay. Jimmy's here. Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy says, evening all from New Jersey. Welcome, Jimmy. Let's see. Christina is here. Says, hello, all. Welcome, Christina. She says, last Saturday was not the same. Missed everyone. Yes, I know. I'm so sorry. I go into a little bit of detail on what happened and how I dropped the ball completely on that one. But I kind of knew there was a good chance it wasn't going to happen. But I appreciate everybody's patience. But we're back. We're back. Oh, and I did get some good news today. You guys will be very excited to hear. I'm excited to hear. My mother-in-law has agreed to cancel our trip in August. We go to stay. She has a timeshare at the Lake of the Ozarks. You guys may remember the last couple of years I go, and it literally takes 2 days to drive there. We're there for 4 or 5 days and then 2 days to drive back. Well, normally we go in the middle of July and relatives are able to come and visit, right? And we get to see all the grandkids and all the cousins' kids and so forth. Well, because of conflicts this year, we weren't able to schedule it till the end of August, the last week in August. All the kids are back in school by then, so nobody was going to be able to come. So it was literally the three of us, me, my mother-in-law, and my wife, driving 2 days, sitting in the resort for 5 days, and then turning around driving back. And I told her, I says, if nobody's going to be there, why are we doing it? So my mother-in-law has let everybody know we're going to go ahead and skip it this year.
Oh,
I would literally either have to close the store for 2 weekends in a row or get somebody to cover for me. There'd be no live streams for 2 weeks in a row. All that is completely done and on
That's
hold.
what
So,
children are for.
well, my kids are great. They'll cover the store for me, but I hate my sister and my daughter are the ones that usually cover my store, and they are fantastic. I love them. They don't give discounts like I do, but I love the fact that they're always there to help me out. So needless to say, I won't be going away anytime soon, unless, knock on wood, catastrophe happens. So,
well, you got to come out to Vegas.
still working on that.
During
Still working
football
on
season.
that.
Yeah, because there might be somebody there who wants to sell you some magazines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
The business trip.
I think we're looking at some time in November. So
That's it.
That's what we're looking at. We're going to see what we can do to pull that off.
That's it.
I have a whole bunch of other things I got to take care of first, but it's definitely a goal. Definitely a goal. All right, let's see who else is here. Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah, why is everybody's name showing up differently? Like, it's a Costanza. I think that's usually there, but usually we see Sarah. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's
now.
Yeah, it's weird because like BB is here, and it says BB Butner. She says hello to everybody. How you doing?
Hello, BB.
All right, let me go back real quick. Sarah says hello from hot and steamy Connecticut. Welcome, welcome. Isa Costanza says, I think New York City will become home for the Middle Eastern scammer calls for the looks of the mayor's election.
Don't go there.
It hasn't happened yet. We'll see what happens, but that
Good
place
point.
is gonna become a hub for criminal activity. You know
Build the wall.
Yep. BB says hello to everyone. Jana's here, says hello, everyone.
Hello.
Jonathan's here, says hi all from Los Angeles. Welcome, Jonathan. Good to
Oh.
see you, my friend. Sarah says, my in-laws got scammed a couple of weeks ago. They gave their Medicare number to a scammers, but not their social. Well, Medicare numbers is usually the beginning. Usually what they get first.
Yeah.
Speaking of relatives being scammed, there is a follow-up to my romance scammer video. I am not going to make the video anytime soon because it makes my mother-in-law look really, really dumb. And I don't want to do that, but it will eventually come out. But it's going to take some time.
Look who's there.
She's just
There, buddy.
insane.
BB.
Hey. Oh, Avery's here. Let me bring him in. What's up, sir?
Hello.
Hey, what's
How
up?
How you doing, man? You okay over there? You doing good?
No.
No? Well, I'm glad you checked in and said hi.
Hey,
So
yeah. What's up, man?
you can jump whenever you need to, okay? How you
Okay.
feeling? You sound congested.
Yeah, allergies a little bit, and I'm groggy from my medication for my diverticulitis. It makes me groggy because I had a flare up a couple of days ago, and I've been taking that regularly.
All right. Well,
That stuff just makes you really drowsy.
ultimately, take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. I did, by the way, get some comics for you at this last show.
Oh, cool.
Didn't get a chance to share them to you yesterday because we didn't live stream yesterday.
Yeah.
But, some interesting ones, some that you were looking for, and some that I saw that just said Avery.
Oh, cool.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, well, let's keep going and see who else is here.
Yeah.
Sarah says, how's the weather in LA? I think she's asking that of Jonathan.
Oh, yeah.
BB says, oh, Sarah, I am so sorry that happened. I'm not sure what she's referring to. Oh, I missed one completely. Sarah says, my in-laws got... Oh, that's...
You just read that. That's
okay. Sorry, guys. Manuel, of course, is in the house. Says hello to BB. Glenn says, Betty works in the town gallow where she makes the scammers swing. Good God. Is the town gallow the name of the local watering hole?
No, Gallo. I forgot to put the S on the end of it. Gallows.
So sad.
was a great Led Zeppelin song, Gallows Pole.
Real Slate Zeros here says you need to tone down your microphone in some of your recorded calls. You have your microphone way too high in the gain. Boomer error. Absolutely 100% true. I have a tendency to turn the volume up all the way in order to make sure you guys can hear. And sometimes when I realize it's too high, I'll lower it down. But you're right. This is not my profession. I don't think any of us here would claim this is what we do. What making videos is our full-time 100% expertise. We're still learning as we go, but I appreciate the tip, man. Absolutely.
I peg the microphone when they want me to read the numbers slow and loud.
Jim's here. Jim says, sorry to hear that to Sarah. B. Bernie B says, hi, all. Welcome.
Hi, y'all.
Bertha's in the house. Says, hey there, you are beautiful lad. I know she's talking to me. Thank you so much. Manuel says, good evening, my friend Drew, SWS, and Glenn. We had a beautiful weather, but got rain. It's okay. We got rain today, too. Matter of fact, it thundered like the last hour of my day at the store, but it started raining as soon as I closed up the shop and had stuff I needed to take out to my car. So
we'll take the rain.
Yeah. Jonathan sent me $10 for cat treats. Thank you, Jonathan.
Awesome.
You know they'll eat them up. They love them, and I appreciate it. Jim says, hey to Manuel. Bertha says, I meant to say wonderful and beautiful people in the chat. Oh, okay. Of course, she wasn't talking to us, so that's all right.
Talking to Avery.
Yeah. That's why he keeps it secret, you know. Darlene's here. Says, hey, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome, Darlene. How you doing? Jim says, hey. Manuel says hello to Bertha. Let's see. I'm going to jump around, see if we got anybody else. Tim's here. Tim says, good evening from hot and humid Henderson.
Henderson, Kentucky.
Yeah, that's right. BB says, looks like our names have been altered, maybe for our protection, or maybe I've been hacked. Could be. Well, if it's me being hacked, it's either YouTube or Streamlabs or StreamYard that's been hacked. So weird that it's coming through this way. Is it coming through this way on let me just jump to the live stream. No, that's how the names are coming through on the live stream. It's definitely a YouTube thing. It's not a StreamYards thing, it's a YouTube thing. Crazy. Oh, let me see if I can get back to where I was. Tim says, good evening from hot and humid Henderson, Kentucky. All right, I already got that one. Let's see who else is here. Judy's in the house. Judy says, hello, Drew, SWS, and everyone.
Woo.
Everyone is code for Glenn. There's a character in X-Men comics by the name of Legion. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. There was a TV series for him, but his mutant power was that he had split personalities, and every personality had a different superpower. And he was also the biological son of Professor X. But Glenn is definitely our resident Legion with all his different characters and personalities and superpowers. I'm sure he's got a lot. Betty drives the scammers crazy. They love it. Animals here. Animal says, hey, y'all. Love y'all scam baiters. Make them cry, Benny. We will do our best. The Lady P's here says hello to everyone. Darlene says YouTube is changing names in the chat. Yeah, okay, we figured that out. But yeah, it's something on YouTube side. So let's see who else is here. Seamus is here. Seamus says, yo, I'm back. I know you all had been worried. You absolutely 100%.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Did not see you.
All right, let's see who else is here. Charles is in the house. Says, hello, Drew and friends. Welcome. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I do have a cat in the room. I'm not sure where she is. I think she might be being quiet. She's being quiet right now, so we're gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna tempt fate and try to get her to come out. But my little stranger is somewhere in this room with me. So, all right, let's see who else is here. We're gonna keep going and look. BB says, I've seen a couple of story videos about people that make it sound like a real historic family that did bad things. I tried looking up about them and wasn't able to find anything. Decided it was AI. There's a good possibility of that. There are a lot more videos being made for AI, a lot more quote unquote stories that are being made with AI. So, what are you
Seen
doing?
the ones where they post a video of like the president and all these famous, people, but they're as babies and they're talking?
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Oh, it's
That's
hilarious.
funny. What are you doing? No, it's Roger. It's got to be Roger.
No, she's behind the couch.
The Costanza says the YouTube changed the chat. Now it's just the @ symbols as their name. So I guess that can happen. Let's see what else we got going on here.
Will you stop?
Slap him. Go ahead and slap him.
Behind the couch.
We have Molio is here and says hello, welcome. Jonathan sent me another $2 super sticker. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it. That one I'm spending on me. That one's for me. Oh, I hear a cat. I don't know where she is, but I hear her. If she heard you, it's probably what's going on. Dave's here. Hey, Dave. Dave says hello, Drew and everyone. Welcome. Nikki's here. Says hello, Drew, Mr. and Mrs. SWS, Drew and Avery. I think she meant Glenn. The two of us get confused. People get confused with us often, so it's all right. It happens. Let's see who else is here. Just scrolling down, see if we got anybody else new before we get into some story times. All right. So, all right, we're caught up, I think. Oh, wait, Andy's here. Andy says, have you guys seen the AI video of a bunch of scuba divers supposedly scrubbing the parasites off a whale and then the whale salutes? I don't think I've seen that.
No.
The Lady P says, I'm allergic to. My apartment doesn't allow pets anyway. My buddy Todd, when we were in high school, he could not be around pets, cats or dogs or anything because he was allergic to them. And it was always a point of contention whenever he would come over to my place because we always had a cat. And I got the word that he got a dog recently. And I met the dog. And he is the most cutest little puppy, but he's one of those hypoallergenic dogs. And to watch Todd hold him up and snuggle with him and rub his face in with him and just have it's just where were these things when we were kids? I don't remember what the breed is, but his kids absolutely love the dog, and the wife loves the dog, and I think he would admit he loves the dog too, but it's funny watching them. So
the dogs with hair and not fur are usually hypoallergenic, like poodles, stuff like that.
I think he's some type of poodle because he's
Burmese
got
water dog.
He's white and it's something like that. But he's very adorable. Avery would absolutely hate
Burmese
him.
python, something like that.
Avery would drop kick him if he got the opportunity.
I wouldn't harm it, but
if nobody was looking, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. So to tell you,
I like dogs. It's just I like big dogs.
He likes big dogs. Yeah, my dog Charlie was a Jack Russell, and Avery was like, he's just nothing but a ball of yipping. That's
yeah. He's like a yippy rat.
Yeah, but
he was Jack Russell.
Yeah, he was wonderful. He wasn't. He was the short-haired type, and he was one of the long-legged ones. He was more of a rat terrier than a Jack Russell.
Oh, so it wasn't so much like the one from Frasier.
Close, but even the one on Frasier had fur or had hair, where he was always, very trim, and we never had to groom him or anything because he always had the short hair. But I love that dog. I miss him. It'll be 5 years Tuesday.
There's honey though.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's been a little. It's been a day and a night. But so tell you guys about my trip. I'll make this short. I won't take the whole rest of the episode to tell you about it, but had a fantastic time. It was a great convention. I do want to tell one story that Avery has already heard, so he can tune me out. But in previous years, we've always parked in the parking garage directly across the street from the convention center. That way, if you load up on stuff, you take it out, you drop it off at the car, you turn around, and you go back to the convention center and you buy more stuff. You know, the parking lot across from the street is for the employees of one of the buildings. So they don't allow you to park there on Friday, but on Saturday and Sunday, they charge $30 a day.
Wow.
All right. $30 a day, you know, to have the convenience of being able to go and do, okay, it's worth it. It's worth it. Well, we got there on Friday, and of course, we can't park in that parking garage. So we kind of circled around the building. And then we went all the way down the convention center, which the convention center is connected to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and it's got some other buildings they're all connected to. And we got to the very back, and we started to turn around to circle around, and there was a parking lot. Not a parking garage, a parking lot, right? And it was old, the
blacktop.
It was all torn up. It looked like they were going to do construction on it. Most likely build a garage. But for right now, it was only $12.
Wow.
We're like, hot damn, let's park there. So we parked there, and we got we parked in the corner. We got out of the car, walked across the street, and we walked all the way up to the building, the convention center. And of course, it's uphill. So it's like, oh my God, by the time we got up there, I was dead. I was tired. So we got in, we got our stuff, we did our day. And we noticed as we were walking up that all the buildings were connected. There's even a skyway between two of the buildings. And I turned to Todd and I'm like, do you think it's possible to walk through and exit out the back? So we decided, let's go ahead and try that. So it was about lunchtime or so. We went and walked up, and we went up the escalator, which is past their little food court area. And we went up the escalator, and there was this big open area. And then we walked through it, and there was some double doors. And we walked through them, and then we went down an escalator and up an escalator. And eventually we led to a door that we opened and went out, and we're right across the street from the parking lot. We're like, holy cow, we stayed inside. We were in the air conditioning. It was great. We dropped our stuff off. We went back to the doors, and they were locked. They lock when you leave. So we're like, well, crap. Now we got to walk around again. Well, there's a parking garage for the convention center, the back part of the convention center. And one of the employees said, you know, you can just use the entrance inside the parking garage. So we're like, really? So we walked down, turned the corner, went in the door, went up an elevator, and we were right back where we started.
Wow.
It was like hot. And we were like, this is the greatest find ever. And after 3 days of only $12 for parking, my parking bill was $36 for all 3 days.
Wow.
To me, that was like cha-ching. That was wonderful, right? And we're joking with each other. We're like, this is I forgot to tell you guys the best part. When we went up the elevator to get back on the top floor, as soon as you exit the elevator, there was a ladies' room and a men's room right there. It was a clean, nobody, and it was all the way at the other end of the convention center, so nobody was there. We said, this is our personal bathroom now. We went in, did our thing, and it was wonderful. We literally went back to that bathroom day one 4 times. Because it was our own personal. There was no lines, there was no mess. It was wonderful. Nobody knew it. We assumed nobody knew about it, and it was glorious. So we're walking back on the last day. We're tired. We had a great day, and we said to each other, we've been coming to this convention in this location since 1994. Over 30 years going to this show. This is the first time we've ever gone beyond the food court. This is the first time we've ever gone to the other side of the building. This is the first time we ever... Took us 30 years to figure this crap out.
A little slow on the draw there.
Very, very slow.
Well, in '94, it wasn't in that convention center.
You're right.
It was in the hotel.
a lot of, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It was in the hotel, but it was in that area. So, but
Oh yeah. The hotel, the hotel's right there. The host hotel's right there.
do you remember when it started going to that convention center?
It was within a couple years, a year or two of when we, because
But
it grew a lot.
it's a great show. We enjoyed it thoroughly. I had a list of a couple of guys, a couple of artists that I wanted to get signatures from. We knocked those out day one. We got all that done on day one, which meant day two was nothing but diving into 50-cent bins and having a great time. And then Sunday, it was all about making deals and getting good stuff. Oh, it was glorious. I was so thrilled. But one of my favorite finds is my buddy Todd. His daughter is named after her middle name is named after a comic book character, and I just so happened to find a comic book with a kid-friendly drawing of that particular character, and just so happens that that artist was at the show, and I bought it for 50 cents, and I gave it to him and said, "Go get the artist to sign it." And we went up, and the artist was just sitting there talking to somebody. He handed the book. He signed it, and we walked up. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. I later this week watched a video from a guy on YouTube who was just walking around the show. And he went specifically to that artist's table and said, "Check out this guy's line." And you had a long, long line. When we went to go see him, we just walked up, handed it to him. No lines, no nothing. It's all a matter of timing, folks. It's all a matter of timing. You hit the artist at a good time, you don't have to wait in long lines. But I did get a couple of books, and I did get some comics signed. But I wanted to show one book that I got. This is probably my all-time favorite artist. His name's Art Adams. He's a fantastic artist, and this is a hardbound collection of his work, and got a signature and everything. Got to meet him. Cool. I've met him before, and one of the funny stories. One of the shows that I went to with him at the first time I met him, I had gotten a book that he had done that I wanted to get signed. And he was sitting on, and I remember this specifically, he was sitting in Artist Alley, and he was sitting on a stool, and he was just talking to some people. And I walked up to him, and I handed him the book, and he said, "Oh, you need me?" "Okay, yeah." And he signed it, and he handed it back to me. And I was like so thrilled. I just turned around and walked away. And Todd says, "You didn't even say hello to him. You didn't even say thank you to him." I was like, "Oh my God." I was so shell-shocked. And like, it was just, I then met him again at another show and actually talked to him. And we were talking about my book and other stuff. And he's a really super nice guy. So I've met him again. But that first time, oh, it's crazy. But I'm thrilled. I've been looking through this book almost religiously, tearing apart each page, just drilling into the detail. Wonderful, wonderful artist, and an inspiration. And maybe one of these days I get back to drawing on the regular. But that was a highlight for me. And Todd got to meet one of the artists that he's known since college, and got to have it. He got to talk to him and take pictures with him, and that was Brian Stelfreeze. Very, very, very fantastic artist. Somebody brought him one of his art books for him to sign it, and instead of signing it, he just did this huge illustration in the front of the two pages that are blank, and just pulled out a brush pen, which, if you know how to use one, you can create some fantastic work. If you're like me and suck at brush pens, you don't touch them. You don't use them unless you absolutely have to. I know artists like Avery knows how to use a brush pen. I do not.
Love him.
This guy literally took a brush pen and just freaking blew everybody standing there away. It was gorgeous. And there's nothing like meeting the gods of your world, and we got an opportunity to do that on several occasions. I don't know. Did Todd tell us a story about Craig Thompson? He's a very famous illustrator who does his own books. He literally, when he signs your book, he doesn't just sign it. He actually draws something in it, which means his line usually takes forever. Even if there's only 5 people in it, it takes forever. Well, Todd went and had something signed by him, and he had 3 things. He signed the first one to Todd, and he signs the second one. He hands it back to Todd, and he starts to sign the third one. He goes, wait a minute. Is your name Samuel? And Todd goes, no. He said, I signed that second one to Samuel. He says, yes, I noticed. He said, that was the guy in front of you. And so he took the book back and he scratched it out, and he drew something that made it look like it was, he was correcting a mistake. And so he re-signed it to Todd. And here's the worst part of this story, or actually the best part of the story. I'm standing there watching the whole thing, and I turned to Todd and I said, Todd, from this day forward, you are now known as Samuel. And of course, he's standing there going, "Would you shut up? Stop!" I'm on the group chat text with the guys, including Andrew.
Yeah.
By the way, Todd is now and forever be known as Samuel. So says Craig Thompson, and they're like, "What the hell's this about?" They're like,
Yeah.
And the funny part, I know Avery knows this, but Todd's brother has a brother whose name is Samuel. And I told him, you could have just said, "Oh, I'll give it to my brother." Nobody. He's like, "Screw that! I'm not giving him this. He doesn't care about comics." It's like that could have made a birthday gift or something. He's like, "Screw him." But overall, fantastic time. We loved it. We had a great time, and I completely. Last year, when I went to the show, Todd and his family left Saturday morning to head down to Florida because they had planned a vacation with his mother. So I went to the show all by myself on Saturday. So when I got back to his place, because he let me crash at his place while he was gone, I was able to do the live stream because it was just me. It was nobody else. This year, after the end of the show, we went out to dinner with a buddy of mine who was actually at the show. And by the time we got home, it was 9:30 at night. There was no way I was going to be able to do the live stream. And I had hopes to at least try to do it. That's the reason why it didn't happen, is because I suck. I'm horrible at planning, but I had a fantastic dinner with Todd and my buddy Rich. Had a great time. So I hope you all can forgive me for canceling my streak of every Saturday.
How dare you?
I know. And you know what's so bad?
You're fired.
I know. What's so sad is
we're giving the channel to the AI puppet.
Well, you better start making more videos of that, because those images were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. I gotta get some. I gotta start paying for the programs and start learning it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I need audios.
Okay, I'll have to send you something. I'll have to find something short and sweet. All right. I'm just going to scroll through real quick to look at the chat, and
or I could give the puppet its own voice.
Yeah, you could. You could do it yourself.
Yeah. No. I'd give it its own voice.
Oh, hold on a second, guys. Stranger. She has emerged. She's over here trying to. She's one of those cats that will. My wife has an insulin pump, one of those things that you plug into your body, and it just monitors and gives you insulin throughout the day, and it has a catheter that connects to the part that's connected to you. This cat has chewed up and eaten so many of those wires, because for some reason she likes chewing on wires. She right now is hunting my mouse wire, and I'm trying to keep an eye on her, because if she gets too close, nope.
We had a kitty that got into the sewing kit.
Oh no!
Ate the thread, and $1,000 later to get the thread out of her gut. And that was our $1,000 cat.
That's not.
And that was 20 plus years ago. So I can't imagine what that surgery would cost today.
If something like that happened, all of a sudden I don't have a cat anymore. No, we wouldn't have done that.
No. 'Cause I know you spent on that dog.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So the cat was trying to string you along.
Oh.
That's why we keep him around. That's why we keep him around. He every now that he's usually very quiet, but every now and then he throws in a good one. Good job, Glenn.
Your story about the brush artist reminded me many, many moons ago in our antique car club, there was a painter that did the pinstriping on the Model A Fords to match the factory pinstriping they used to have. And he'd get out there, you know, they got the little wheel and they put over, they do all this stuff like that. No, he got out there. He had the little jar of paint and his brush, the pinstriping brush. And he's over there like this, dips it in the paint. He's just shaking. And he's going to put the straight line from the back of the car to the front. And as soon as he touched the brush to the car, it was just like glass, never wavered, straight down. Even the guys that do it with all the little pinstriping machines did not get it as even as he did. And it was when you've got a car that you've just restored, spent $30,000 on the restoration, and here comes a guy shaking like a leaf, and he's going to put a pinstripe on it. You're like, no, I don't think so.
And he's probably done it for 30 or 40 years.
Oh, more.
Has done it.
More.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. I've seen some videos of some guys doing that, like doing it by hand, and it's insane how steady once they touch that brush to the car, it's just so perfect.
It's like,
Avery and I have been lucky because we've seen some work by some very incredible artists, and we've actually got to see some of them do it live. And it's nothing. You sit there and you think to yourself, "Oh yeah, I could draw something like that." You'd have to do a sketch. You'd have to blow it up, get it to right size. You'd have to redo it. These guys are so incredibly freaking talented that they can just out of their mind, out of the back of their head. Just I think there was a story of Joe Kubert, who is a very famous artist. He passed away several years ago, but he has two sons that are comic book artists. I've heard stories about him where he will start in the middle of the piece of paper and you're looking at it going, what is he drawing? Because you have no idea. Because most artists, when they're drawing a person, they start with a circle for the head. You know, and then they give you an idea. He just literally went right in the middle and just started drawing and built out. And by the time it was done, you're like blown away with what these men can do, what these artists can do, men and women. They're women artists too, but they are just so skilled at their craft that they just blow you away, and they can do it so easily. That's so disgusting. We hate it, but it's gorgeous to watch them do it.
The two that really amaze me are the sand artists that do the paintings. I mean, not painting, but the drawing in the sand. And you know it's only temporary, and they clear it out. And it's amazing where you don't even see it coming. And the other one are the 3D street artists that paint it, and it looks like there's a well in the middle of the street from the right angle. Right. And those are pretty cool. They're just chalk, and it's like, wow, dogs go around it because it looks like they're going to fall in.
Yeah, there's some amazing artists out there, and Avery and I have actually gone to conventions, gotten to meet some of them, and it's a wonderful, humbling thing to see your idols in real life. So it's one of those things where I recommend it, and I also recommend if there's somebody that affects you in your life that you've enjoyed their stuff over the years of collecting and so forth. If you ever get an opportunity to go shake their hand, do it because you never know what's going to happen. I was at a convention one time, I think it was around 2007, where I actually got set up at a table and I was there as an artist doing sketches, and right past me was an artist by the name of Mike Ringo, and absolutely adored his art, loved his art. Every morning said hello to him as he walked by and got to his seat. And I never took the time just to go over there and say hi. And he had a heart attack while he was out jogging later that year.
Oh, like Jim Fix.
And just yeah, and I'm like, this is another reason not to jog right there. But
Exactly.
I had numerous opportunities over that weekend just to go over and say hi, and I didn't do it because I was like kind of shy, and I would never get the opportunity again. So, here she is. Hey, big girl.
The tail.
There's the kitty.
All right,
Kitty.
give me just 1 second. She's heading to the door. I'm gonna blank me for just a second. I'll be right back.
Let me out.
You guys talk amongst you. Yeah, you can see her. You can see her. She's over there trying to get out. I'll be right back.
Well, somebody was looking.
Come on, over here. Come on. No, get over here.
He's dumping out of the back of the car.
Come on.
So they dumped off some kids.
Oh, yeah. Go. She's a good kitty, but she's a pain in the ass.
PETA.
My mother-in-law had has a wicker basket over in the corner of her bedroom where she has I think she has like sheets and blankets or something in it. It was originally in her closet, but she pulled it out and put it on the end of a chair. So it's right there in the corner of her. Every now and then, stranger will go in and go, because she loves the wicker. My mother-in-law went and looked at it the other day, and there's pieces all over the floor, and a whole corner is like all torn to shreds. And she's like, what the hell? That was my cat. My cat did it. My cat absolutely loves that wicker basket, which now, by the way, is her wicker basket. That's what happens. Do you have anything that gets torn up by your pets, Roger?
Oh no! Not only except for their toys.
Their toys? Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
just their
good.
toys.
That's good.
Yeah, but real lucky. If Toffee stays home when I go out, she'll take my flip flop and go off to her bed with it and just lay with it. She won't shred it.
Oh,
So
that's
just-
a nice
and
little
it-
ribbon
and
there,
it-
Glenn.
Yeah, the cat will shred that thing. Bourbon shreds all his toys. That's why there's an eye missing on the frog. There used to be 2 eyes. He ripped that off, and I got it. He takes out the little
The
voice
squeaker.
boxes,
Yep,
and
yep.
and then he tears those up. And I was worried he's going to swallow one of those batteries.
Oh, that would be bad.
Yeah. Well,
That would be
granddad
bad.
swallowed freaking magnets. Ended up in the hospital.
Oh, geez.
If you had one, it wouldn't be so bad. But the second one closed up her intestines because they
Oh,
Right.
across from each other. Yeah. So we told her, don't. We thought she had pica at one point. I don't know if you know that disease where they eat everything.
Right.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I think the scariest thing. She came in and tells her mom, Mommy, dog poop is bitter. I don't want to know how you know it's bitter. I don't want to know.
No. Oh my God.
Hannah.
No, don't.
Oh, ants. Yeah, the other ones. Yeah, ants are sour.
Ants are sour. Gonna have to take her word for it.
Well,
Have to
she's
take her word for
11 now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's when she was real. Yeah, she stays away from magnets. Oh my God.
We have an idiot cat by the name Benji. My wife's cat Benji likes to lick plastic, and it doesn't matter where, or he likes to lick plastic. And one day he got sick, really sick, violently sick. He was throwing up. We took him to the vet, and we were telling him what the cat does, and the vet said, "Did you recently have the bug service come and spray your house?" So, as a matter of fact, a few days ago we did. Says most likely the bug spray got on something plastic, and your dumbass cat went and licked it. We're like, "Jeez,
wow.
that's probably exactly what happened, mate."
Cat must be related to this dog because she just is very, very cute. And she's got nothing but rocks in her head.
Yep. When I was I will freely admit I was a dumb kid. Still a little dumb now, but when I was a kid, I believed that dogs were boys and cats were girls.
That's
Amen.
about right.
Yeah. And all the cats I knew were girls, and all the dogs I knew were boys, and that's how God made them.
Well,
So weird. So yeah. So in
Bourbon.
actuality, your dog and my wife's cat could be related.
But yeah, they could be. Well, Bourbon was the very first male dog I'd ever had in my life. I never had a male.
Okay.
And he kind of changed my mind. And that's why I didn't mind adopting Wheaties after. But that was until 2018. And the first dog I ever had was in September of 1959. And until date, I had never had a male dog.
My parents actually started the trend because we always had cats. We never had dogs. And then once my sister and I got married and moved out of the house, my parents got a dog. And now the whole family, everybody has dogs now. And I have no idea why, but it started with them. So
I only had one cat growing up.
One cat?
My dachshund used to be lay down next to him in the house. We had the fireplace going. He'd lay down she would lay down next to the cat right there in the house. It was great. You open the door to let the cat out. The dog is on the heels of that cat, ready to kill it when they were outside. Come inside, they were best friends. It was the craziest thing. And then after my dad buried the cat in the backyard, the dog dug that cat up about 5 times till he finally decided to put this big boulder on top of where he buried the cat in the backyard. And the dog was like pissed off because she couldn't dig him up. She hated that cat when it was outside. She was like, I'll dig you up. No rest for you, boy. Craziest thing, man.
Dude, that's insane.
Sweetest dog ever. Never bit anybody. Never cared about barking at people.
But hated that cat.
Hated the cat.
Wow.
Loved other dogs. I mean, it was crazy. But that cat, forget it. She just hated the thing. Little dachshund with the little tiny little feet.
Right.
Jeez.
You know, the littler they are, the more bigger they've got to be. They've got to be the tough ones, you know? So tearing up the cat when it's dead and buried is...
Yeah. And it's like, man, really?
You've heard the expression, I'm going to piss on your grave?
Yeah. That's
well, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, she was ready.
Up and kill you again.
That's right. Oh, geez. All right. So to get this back to talking about scams, has anybody gotten anything new lately? I for one, and Roger mentioned this before, that the TV scammers, I'm calling about your TV service, have started to call back again on a regular basis. I've gotten like 4 in the last 3 days, and I don't know if any, but funeral expense has blown up. I'm getting those left and right.
Yep.
And the TV, excuse me, goodness gracious, the TV service ones are back. Anybody else getting anything new and interesting?
I think I got somebody that called me yesterday asking for Dixon and wanted to talk to me about my student loans.
Well, that's a typical one, but
They
I haven't
asked for me by name.
Yeah, I haven't heard from a student loan one in a long time, to be honest with you.
Well,
so
the idiot Jamaican jerk that called me today, how much is your Social Security check every month? I'm like,
I saw that.
I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to. There's no reason why I need to tell you how much my Social Security check is every month to win a prize.
Right.
Give me the damn money. And then he goes, no, I want to know. I got to know how much. I said, okay, it's Nunya. He goes, Nunya? I said, yeah, Nunya business. You're not giving you that information. It's like,
well, that's like the PCH scammer talking to Glenn/Betty and asking her about, do you live alone? Do you live with somebody? It's like, wow, what does that have to do with winning money in the lottery or with the Publishers Clearinghouse?
He was trying to flip it to a romance scheme.
Yeah, my beloved. And I love you. God, just
oh,
yeah, I think that's when I turned bad on that piece, and I just wanted to get it over with. Yeah. You're not going to know how, and I don't know how many people would actually fall for that, and it's pretty sad.
Well, here's the thing about those type of questions. People don't always think that their answer is something bad. It's like, okay, this is just a general question. Right. You know, it's not something somebody could use against me or in the future, you know. But if you think about it, it's very simple. You tell a scammer, I get $1,500 a month from Social Security. The next time they call you, hi, I'm calling from Social Security. I'm calling about your $1,500 a month check. we're going to raise it, but we need to verify your bank account information again.
And
We're
your
going to
social
raise it to
security number.
1700. Exactly. Once they get those little bitty bits of detail, they will use it. And some people don't realize that's all they're doing is trying to collect data. I mean, I've told people numerous times when they would call and say, "Hey, your Amazon has been hacked, and who do you bank with?" And I'll make up something, and then a couple days later, that bank will quote unquote call me about unusual activity. I don't have an account with that bank, but I told a scammer I did.
Right.
And they'll use that. I've gotten calls from Bank of America. I've never had a Bank of America account. I've told scammers I do. I've told them I've had Wells Fargo. I've told them I've had Chase. I told them and I'll just make crap up. And those banks will call me about my accounts. They use the information.
I got a
was sitting
from
here.
a security company that was asking me a bunch of questions. Oh man, do you have a security system? Would you like to put one in if it didn't cost you anything? So I already have a security system. What kind do you have? And I said, his name is Spike, and he's my Rottweiler.
Smith and Wesson is one of the popular ones.
My daughter was sitting here the other day when I took a call, and the scammer called asking for Jim, old Gymnasium. Yep. And they go, "Oh yeah, your address is," then of course my phony address, of course. And then they said, "Oh, and your social security number is this." It was the phony one I gave. She's like, "Oh, they know that. Oh my!" I said, "I'll tell you after." It got done. It's like that scammer just got double whammied by me because they had to buy my information from another scammer. Then they got on the phone with me and I wasted their time, so they couldn't be scamming money out of someone who would actually freely give them the money.
Yep.
How do they get that? I said, they pay for it. And they got double whammy by us because when they buy our information, they've paid for that for nothing.
I've actually had scammers who I've revealed I'm recording this. I have a YouTube channel and so forth. And I'm just wasting your time. And they've laughed and said, we're still going to make money. And how are they going to make money? They're going to sell the information to another scams call center. Good. They're going to sell the numbers. They're going to keep, and once again, you're never going to stop getting the calls. Period. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
So, yeah, they're despicable people.
There was one I got. I'm trying to think of racking my brain. It was a new one. I'd never heard of that scam.
Okay.
And I have to go back in the recordings and look to see which one it was. But it was like, that was brand new. Never heard of that scam. I'll have to go back and look at the videos I'm putting together for something for when I'm not able to be home and take calls and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know I shared a couple of videos of the personal loan scammers that are calling, saying that you've been pre-qualified, your application is in process. And I spent a good 20 minutes just calling them back and tearing into them. And, saying whatever the hell I wanted to mess with them. They are still calling me every day. I have gotten numerous calls from them. They still call. I just want to reach out and slap somebody. They're so dumb, My
Jamaican jerk blocked all of my landline. They blocked my cell phone, and then they blocked both of my Google Voice phones today. So I can't call them from those for a while. July 1st, I'll be able to pick a new Google Voice number.
Oh, okay.
I got a final expense scammer that called me. Was it yesterday? I think it was. And he was asking a bunch of questions, do you smoke? Do you live alone? On how many medications do you take? And I took it as vacations.
Yeah.
And I said, well, my doctor prescribes one vacation a year. No, I said medications. I said, well, I only take one vacation. I go to Florida every summer. No, medications. No, vacations. I had an argument with him for like 3 or 4 minutes about vacation versus medication.
Now, did you send that to me?
I don't know if I did or not.
Okay.
I think so. I heard it.
Okay. I'll have to look because sometimes I'll get an email from Glenn. I'll download it, tag it, put it in my folder, and won't listen to it till I get time. So I may have that one. I may make that into something for everybody. So that'd be funny. That'd be funny. All right, I'm gonna while you guys are talking, I'm gonna just scroll through the chat real quick, see if there's anything.
I got a great email just now. I just looked at my iCloud storage scammers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next
No phone
instead.
number.
Next instead says, why do some final expense scammers now tell me that their supervisors will call me in a few days and what time is good for a call? Okay, what they're doing is called outreaching. What they're doing is they're calling people, they're getting your information, and they're passing it on in some cases to legitimate final expense insurance. It's not outreaches. What is it called? Lead generating is what they're doing.
Lead generators, yeah.
And legitimate companies and some scammers are paying these people to make those calls. The whole idea of can they call you back or they'll call you back, because I've actually gotten called back from legitimate final expense insurance companies looking for Timothy or Carl. And it's like, who gave you that information? You know, they don't live here. They have this, but that's what they're doing is they're calling people like myself on the national do not call list in order to get your permission to have a legitimate company, and in some cases, scammers calling you back. So you never know for sure, but that's what they're doing. Right. Is
you never give them permission to call back.
Yeah, they're doing lead generating is what it's called.
I've noticed lately that instead of their little script, even if you're on the national or local do not call list, instead of saying that, they say, is it okay if I have somebody call you back tomorrow with all the details?
Right.
Which is exactly the same thing. So
I
just don't know.
I had one recently where I got to pull out the recording. I got to make it into a video where I said something to the guy. I called him a scammer or whatever, and he cursed at me. But then he transferred me to an automated line that said, we're now going to transfer you to a licensed agent. It was a robo line. Please indicate that you're okay with being transferred or for a callback or whatever. And I said, absolutely freaking no. And then he came back online and started cursing me out. And I'm like, dude, they will get paid by the quote unquote legitimate companies for the leads that they're creating. And sometimes they don't give a rat's behind whether you want the call or not. They just want the credit for it. That's another way that they'd make money without actually stealing money from you. And it's still dubious. It's still, if it's not a scam, it's definitely spam, which is almost as bad.
Well,
but
Glenn knows the real insurance companies call him back.
Oh yeah.
And when these companies call you and say, is it okay if I transfer you to a live agent? Say yes or no. And I said elephant, and they transferred me anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I know I've made a video of this before where the charity packs will call and a live person will say, hi, I'm calling from this, going to transfer you now to a recorded message. And I'm like, no.
Usually I just use the F word and they don't transfer me.
I've actually had one that actually did transfer me, and I got the robo voice, and I'm like, I don't want this friggin', and then they'll eventually hang up. But
and all they're doing is getting you out there. They want to put it on a credit card.
Yep.
And they'll get your info.
And they're listening in. They're listening. You have to assume every single time they transfer you, somebody is listening in. So whether they're transferring you to a legitimate business or not, a legitimate charity, a legitimate Medicare advisor, or whatever, they're listening in on the call.
They transferred me to my U.S. bank, which was really the U.S. bank number. The U.S. bank employee came on the line, and I gave him my phony Social Security number. And he goes, for some reason, I don't find an account under that number, sir. I go, no, you won't, because the scammer's listening in on the phone. I gave it. It's all phony information I gave to him. And I hear click, disconnected the entire call.
Yep.
Because they were listening in, trying to get the real information.
Because you're going through the scammer's phone, and he can hang up on both of you at the same time.
Yeah, that's what he did. Yep. That's exactly what he did.
I have some recordings where they've transferred me to the agent, and I've said something to the agent, and then all of a sudden the agent's gone, and the scammer's back on. Why did you say that? It's like, well, why were you listening, you piece of crap?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Roger, I got a notification you had a video you posted up, and I went to click on it and said it was removed by the poster.
That's the one I was having trouble with, the syncing of the video to the audio. It's
okay.
all jacked up, and so I have to figure out what the hell happened with that video. And it was really funny too, because at the end of that one is I have this pack call for the police, and I let loose on and just let loose on it. I said, okay, I'm leaving that one in there. But yeah, I don't know, man. That was bad. I don't know what happened to it. It's really strange.
Well,
And it won't come up in my queue as how long that video is. It's weird. The time is missing, and I don't know. It's really strange. So I have to figure out what's going on with it.
you might have to restart your computer or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what I was figuring on
Yeah.
doing. Well, let me start it right now. Let me see. Hold on.
You know,
Half an hour later.
When I worked for tech support, somebody called in and the standard answer was, well, I've got a problem with my computer. And you say, shut up, reboot, shut up, hang up.
Exactly.
So sad. And the funny thing is a lot of times it does work if you restart your computer.
Right.
You know?
Jeez, 29 minutes.
What's that?
Look at the videos today. 30 minutes. I was on with one of the videos I got to go through.
Oh, yeah?
It's amazing.
Next instead had another question. It says, and why do the PCH scammers spend so much time even after I tell them I am an illegal drug business and can only take my prize in cash?
They want your info.
Because they never give up.
They want the scratch cards.
They never give up. How many times have we totally effed with a PCH or Mega Million scammer and they call back? They try it again.
Right here.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I
They
know.
keep
It's
calling.
it's
I got 4 of them on the hook now. 4 of them.
Yeah.
it's more about the live line being that it's an active line that somebody will answer it than anything else. Even if you screw with them, it's still a live, active line that they can sell to another scam call center and another.
Well, you got it today, Glenn. If you watch my PCH one from today, that his numbers at the end, I said, you know what? I'm giving it out because he blocked me.
Yeah.
Everybody could start calling him.
He tried with 3 different phone numbers too and still couldn't get him.
Yeah. So that's why everybody's got it now. And one time somebody commented on mine. He said, oh, thank you for the number. I was screwing with him for about 45 minutes with the guys. Great. Keep up the great work.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. All right, I'm going to read one more real quick. Nikki says, Drew, I'm jealous. You had so much fun getting away, enjoying your time, seeing old friends. So nice. A tattoo convention is coming in August. I may attend and get a tattoo. Singer of Air Supply goes.
Really?
Okay. I know Avery's done tattoo conventions before. As an artist, there's a lot of tattoo artists that will look for, artists, and will pay them good money in some cases. Well, I don't know how much they pay, but
we didn't sell that much artwork to the fans,
right,
and the customers that were there. But the tattoo artists, they were buying original paintings, prints, sketchbooks. They were fantastic.
So,
dude, the artists, man.
Yep.
The artists took care of us, dude. They were badass.
Yeah, the Star Trek convention's coming up in August 9th here in Vegas. It's that's the day I'm getting the tickets for, but it's 5 days, 6 days here at the Rio.
Here's another funny one. Next instead says, make sure the tattoo says, the reason for my short call is... All right, guys, I appreciate everybody coming in. I know there was a lot of other comments I'm not going to be able to get to, but we have hit our time, and I need to start wrapping up. I still have a full day of work tomorrow, busting the gut and getting stuff done. I'm looking forward to it. But I once again want to thank you guys for joining, and the guys in the chat, as well as the guys on the stream with me. You guys are excellent. Glenn, any updates? Anything you want to shout out about?
Well, the Barbershop Harmony International Convention starts next Thursday, or this Thursday, in Denver.
Hello.
And it's going to be a worldwide international competition.
Hey, that sounds like a place to pick up some lonely chicks, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's usually all men.
Oh, well, I hope you have a good time. Mr. Roger. Okay. It's groupies.
Check out the Screw Scammers channel. There's a link in the description on my channel for the merchandise store, hats, and these great little bears or doggies, and they have bears are available for purchase. They're cool little gifts.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, we got. I mean, it's only June, but Christmas is right around the corner.
Stocking stuffers for the kids.
That's right. That's right. Avery, you got anything interesting going on? You want to tell everybody about?
No,
I didn't think so.
You sure?
He's probably hard at work doing something good, something interesting. So.
Yeah, I got a cover to do, and I got to get back to work on that stuff for Todd.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing you sharing it with us in the future. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody coming in. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their weekend, and everybody be safe next week. Next Friday is the 4th of July. There are crazy people out there, so be careful if you're going to travel. Roger, are you doing a stream next Friday?
Most likely. It might be abbreviated. But I'll see. I just found out our neighbor that usually joins us for the big party he's going out of town. So I'll probably have plenty of time.
I just found out the flea market's actually going to be open.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we don't have anything else better to do, I might go into my store, maybe even open up for a few hours. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I might just do some indoor fireworks too. Who knows?
One more thing for everybody.
Yes, Roger. Glenn.
Take care of your pets on the 4th of July.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep them inside.
Everybody needs a Thunder shirt, or if they need one, make sure you got one.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. It's been great. Just remember, if you ever get calls like the ones that we get, either hang up on them or screw with them like we do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it so that you can share it with everybody. Remember the golden rule that me and Roger and Glenn and all his personalities live by. That's screw and share. That's right. All right, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see y'all next time. And thank you once again. We love you.
See y'all.